Remember, with all these videos, they're designed to be quick and to the point. So if you miss something, rewind, go back, pause, watch it a couple times, you'll figure it out. I'm trying to make these as short as possible so you don't have to wade through a bunch of reps to find the information you need. Good luck. All right, this is a demo setup for the podcast. I've got one microphone here, another microphone here. In this case, I'm using both. Let's get everything hooked up into the M track. And a couple of things I want to point out. Make sure that this is on USB, all the way over on USB. This can be on mono. You do not want the phantom power turned on, so you do not need that on. Mic on both of them. And then directly in, and I've got the gain kind of at a medium volume on the gain here, and my main level's up pretty high. You're going to want to adjust those as needed when you're recording. I know it's hard to see. This should edit into a screencast, which will make it a little more obvious. Some common problems is when you're recording from here to Audacity, it just screams at you. Just you hear like, ee! Doesn't matter what you record. You need to just simply unplug this from the interface, wait a second, plug it back in. That will fix most of those issues. Let's come back in 1 second. The first thing you want to do when you're recording with the M track is right-click over here and then have recording devices, and you need to leave that open. It's a thing I've learned recently. You need to leave this window open. If you need to, you can then click your M track microphone, click configure, and you need to set up microphone and then select other, because we're not using a headset mic, we're not using a desktop microphone, we're using an other. Then it asks you to read some sentences, and you read the sentence. Peter dictates to his computer. He prefers it to typing, and particularly prefers it to pen and paper. Then hit next. That generally helps you get things set up and ready to go. So that's one of the first things you want to try. The next thing you want to check when you're doing this is to make sure for the microphone, it's listed as M track. And on the speakers, you're listed as, again, M track. At this point, this is where you can choose what you want it to be. You can do one mono track, but you actually will hear it in both speakers. Or you can do two separate mono tracks. So I'll play it for you so you can choose. The pro of having one mono track is it's in both ears, but you can't separate who's talking. So with the single mono track, it blends both voices into a seamless stereo track. You can hear both sides. If you go to the 2-channel input, it makes it look like this, where this is one track, but it's hard left, and then this track is hard right. So one voice is in one side of the headphones, one voice is in the other side of the headphones. Either way is fine. This would seem to be easier to use because you can edit differently. You can edit individual voices. But either way is fine with me, as long as you have a good quality recording that's not too loud, not too quiet, not too staticky, but just a nice quality of recording. Okay, here's a demo of our setup. We've got Dylan on the left side, Blake is on the right. We're using 2 mono inputs. Go ahead and record. Say your name or something.
Check, Dylan Hibbard, 1, 2, 3.
Check, Blake Padracky, check.
Okay, so go ahead and hit pause, please. If we look here, you'll see Dylan's a little quiet. So what we want to do is we'll gain him up a little bit. So I did that right on the M track, and we'll leave Blake where he is. Just try that one more time. Speak the same, Dylan, and go.
Check, Dylan Hibbard, 1, 2, 3.
Check, Blake Padracky, check.
And as you can see there, since we gained Dylan back up, he's got at a better level. It'll be easier to hear. And then we'll play it back, and you'll hear that Dylan will be hard left and Blake will be hard right. You might not hear it on the camera.
Nope. Check,
He's over
Dylan
here.
Hibbard, 1, 2, 3.
Check, Blake
And over on the other
Padracky,
side.
check.
Done.